So you see this video right here? 0 views. That's my stitch with Charlie Kirk. You see how many followers I have too. TikTok's never been this bad. I'm not saying this to complain. What I'm showing is because you could see like this is. I mean, yeah, I've had a few views, but again, the point is the digital gulag advances. So Charlie Kirk will be promoted, but anything I ever stitch of his gets little to no views. So then the confusion has come in for me is like, why does Trump surround himself with these people? But yet Spirit always, because again, the more you walk with Spirit, the more stronger, you know, that connection becomes, and the more truth Spirit reveals to you. And Spirit reveals who these people are, no matter what they say, because the true truth is the Spirit, okay? So, it's that Spirit that gets you to speak up. Yeah. And sometimes early on in understanding the way that works, you're kind of like, you think it's just, oh, I'm just thinking something stupid. I'm not going to do that. But that's why that relationship always has to be being worked on, because then you start to, you know the difference. Like when God said test the spirits, as I always say, it's because, you know, you want to try to distinguish what is coming from you or coming from Spirit. And I can't explain, except that over time, as you grow in that relationship, and as more truth is revealed to you, more and more and more and more truth is revealed to you, because your connection becomes stronger and stronger. Okay, so that's why it was important to build on that relationship that this world didn't want you to even connect to. Okay, so then let's start talking Trump here for a moment, because there are times, like at this point, I don't try to figure out what he's doing. I don't. Once we hit the 100-day mark, I'm just like, I can't make sense of it. But I did realize something, again, because Spirit reveals truth to you, is that the same way, if you have the Spirit that operates in you, you know who Trump is. Okay? There's a ton of people that want to convince you that Trump's the Antichrist, all this nonsense that, because they don't have the Spirit. The problem, like all these people that think that they've got it made because they're in Trump's inner circle, they're really not, though. The people that have the Spirit within them are in his inner circle. I know but try to stay with me here, okay? Because if you have a president that does know the Holy Spirit, and let me just say this before everybody, because everybody like writes Trump off as, oh, he doesn't know the Bible, he doesn't know. Look, nobody would have known that I've spent I've fallen off, you know, where I don't pray as much, but since getting sober, I prayed to God every day and asked for help. At times I get off that track, and I suffer the consequences, not that I've relapsed, but suffer the consequences that, just falling into bad behavior kind of stuff. But for the most part, I've always stayed, pretty, never like completely disconnected, let's say. So, especially not since fall of even before fall of 2020. But fall of 2020 is when it all came into place for me. So anyway, so then you have to look at it from the Spirit angle. So the same way the Spirit tells you that, and I imagine it tells other people that Charlie Kirk is a phony, and that's why he has millions of followers. But then it gets confusing because you're like, why is Trump doing this? Well, because if it's the same Spirit, if you're walking with Christ the best you can, really working on that, then the same Spirit that operates in somebody else that walks with the Spirit of Christ knows who those people are too. So then he puts them in his cabinet, or he surrounds himself with them. And then it annoys me because, I email the White House often. And I'm just like, what are you doing? This is what you want. And then I calm down. I'm sure the White House at this point, if there is, whoever checks the emails is probably like, yes, she's upset today. She'll be okay in a couple days. Really. But because always deep within my core, God says, it's okay. Go ahead. You can get mad, but he's not one of them. Really, that's what Spirit will tell you. It just sounds crazy to people, but it's true. But most people that walk that path, they're not some big pastor or have any ministry. They're just everyday people, like Trump is. He has old business. He's done all this stuff. People have put this image on him. But there's a lot of people that don't share their faith. I mean, you share it when God nudges you to. That's when. And that's what's gotten me in a lot of hot water in my lifetime, is because, it's like, oh God, no, because this won't work out if I stand up. It doesn't work out in this world, but God still expects you to do it. Trump, yes, being led by the Spirit, and this world won't see that. They won't, because they wrap up, because most of this world doesn't follow grace. But if you truly do, then that's how you know who Trump is. I think there's a lot of people in America, that's how they know. That no matter who these crazy people are that he surrounds himself with, all these people that claim that they're MAGA, okay, you know that you separate Trump from them, even though Trump puts them in. So the reason Trump will push them out there is because then he knows, just like he has the Spirit alive in him, and no matter what the media says. And so he knows, the Spirit lets him know, no, this is what to do. I want you to do this. Because then all of the true children of mine that have the Spirit operating in them are going to call them out. See how that game is played? That's how the game is played. It is. You just know that, because truly somebody that's walking with the Spirit of God and has really worked on that relationship, they're usually not people that carry on about it. I mean, I have done videos, many every day, for the past several years, because I'm just been pushed to do it. But before that, I only share when, and not because I'm ashamed of it, it's just the way it's been. So you can look at Trump the same way. So when you're really operating from Spirit, you're following that Spirit. So even though it seems counterproductive to a lot of us, because we think, oh no, everybody that is no good is in Trump's administration and has his ear, they really don't, because it's Spirit he follows. So when he pushes these people out there, really he's pushing them out there because, well, God knows that then the people that truly do have the Spirit, not the Charlie Kirks, because if Charlie Kirk truly had the Spirit of Christ, then I wouldn't be calling him out, because I know he doesn't. You see what I'm saying? But plus, he wouldn't have millions of followers, because that's just not going to happen in this world under the wicked one. But the way God likes to play the game, in a way, the way God does it is, he has a way of doing things to where then at the end it just all comes together. Yeah. So that's the reason that Trump put all these people. I wasn't happy with most of these pics that he had, or him promoting Charlie Kirk. So I've said stuff. I've said stuff on his truth, and getting all upset. And I'm sure that, not that he sees any of it, but I'm sure he has somebody that monitors emails at the White House. So anybody who's probably knows. Oh, here's Bethany again. I just send my videos now, but I mean, and honestly, it's like, but that's really, you could see that that's the way God designed it to be, is because, okay, Trump pushed these people out, even though all of the Christians in America that truly walk with the Spirit will know who these people are, because they'll know that who you are, because you just know, because it's the same Spirit. Does that make sense? So Spirit then pushes Trump, push these people out there. Yep, they're not the people, but you need to do this, because all of my children out there that do follow me, they're going to speak up. That's the way God's going to make it all work out. Yeah. So I don't try to figure out the 5D chess game anymore. After we hit the 100 days, I'm like, I don't know how to make sense of it, except that, well, just like I try to follow Spirit, I believe that's what Trump is doing too. And, God's about exposing all truths, and he's been doing that a lot the past several years.